Hello. Good evening, distinguished guests, mentors, colleagues, friends, and the extended family of Tamira. It is truly a privilege and honor for me to stand before you as we celebrate the remarkable milestone that is a decade of Tamira. 10 years of Tamira, 10 years ago, Tamira was not just founded as a clinical center. It was envisioned passionately by Dr. Janti Ravindran and her dedicated team with a singular dream. The dream was to redefine the aesthetic healthcare in India, to elevate the aesthetic healthcare to and the global standards through scientific integrity, compassionate patient care. What began and one visionary's commitment has today evolved into the trusted name, a thriving academic institution, imparting fellowships to national and international plastic surgeons, and a complete ecosystem setting the benchmarks in the field of aesthetic medicine. This evening is not merely a celebration of time, it is a celebration of leadership, mentorship, commitment, teamwork, and the courage to constantly evolve. Today's celebration is even more special as Dr. Jayanti's dream project is becoming a reality. I am very proud to announce that as Tamira continues to lead in all aspects of aesthetic healthcare, it is now making its presence felt in the world of AI as well. With a groundbreaking initiative, the Aesthetic Platform. This first of its kind initiative in India that represents a transformative and futuristic shift in the landscape of aesthetic healthcare. On behalf of Dr. Jayanti ma'am and the entire Tamira family, I extend a warm welcome and heartfelt welcome to each one of you present here. Your trust and your support has been integral in our journey. Now, allow me to take you through the journey, the decade of Tamira. I request the AV team to play the video, please.
10 years ago, Tamira began as a modest daycare aesthetic center with a small team and a clear belief in safe, ethical aesthetic care. What it lacked in size, it made up for in conviction.
27 January 2016, Tamira was started with a purpose for a cause. We started small as a daycare center with a team of 15 members in a smaller space. But very soon that we saw a demand for expansion. Newer technology was coming into the market, and we decided that we will be a brand which will serve end-to-end in aesthetic healthcare.
From hair transplants and procedures like gynecomastia correction, the center gradually expanded into advanced non-surgical treatments, laser technologies, energy-based body contouring, skin rejuvenation, and anti-aging solutions. Every addition had one purpose: better outcomes and safer care.
At Tamira, safety is the starting point of every decision we make. Whether it's a simple procedure or a complex surgery, the focus is always on what's right for the patient with strict protocols and the right kind of technology in place.
But a gap soon became evident. When surgeries were performed across different hospitals, the patient journey felt incomplete. Follow-ups were inconsistent. Continuity of care was affected. So a decision was made. Tamira would become a full-fledged, single-specialty aesthetic hospital with safety at its core.
We wanted every part of patient's journey, from consultation to recovery, to happen in one safe, standard environment.
Tamira fulfilled every requirement for NABH accreditation, becoming the first single-specialty aesthetic hospital to achieve it. From there, the hospital continued to evolve, adding advanced technologies, refining protocols, and expanding its surgical expertise. From advanced body contouring to transformative procedures like tummy tuck, Tamira grew into a complete aesthetic destination.
Our goal has always been to introduce all the latest technologies under one roof, but never because they are new. Each technology is tested for its safety, its efficacy, as well as clinical outcomes to ensure that our patients get the result that they can trust.
Today, Tamira stands stronger than ever. A team of over 55 professionals, 3 full-time plastic surgeons, a network of visiting specialists, and a complete in-house diet and wellness team. Comprehensive aesthetic healthcare under one roof.
Aesthetic transformation is not complete without a beautiful smile. As we complete 10 years at Tamira, cosmetic dentistry has been an integral part of the ecosystem, bringing harmony to overall facial aesthetics.
Aesthetic treatment isn't just about the procedures. Nutrition and lifestyle play a key role in healing and long-term results. As part of the medical team here at Tamira, we support our patients throughout their wellness journey.
Behind every successful treatment, there is a strong system. Over the last 10 years at Tamira, we have focused on building processes, infrastructure, and patient support that ensure a smooth, safe, and consistent experience at every step. At Tamira, care begins long before the procedure and continues well after it.
Tamira was never meant to be a practice built around one person. It was envisioned as an institution where many doctors could work together. Today, it stands as an accredited training center for plastic surgeons from across the country and the world. And now, it is ready to grow beyond its walls into the future.
These 10 years of experience, industry knowledge, and the fragmentation in the industry is what helped me to conceive the thought, the idea, and bring it into a complete product, and that is how AesthetiQ was born. AesthetiQ will be an end-to-end solution both for patients or clients seeking aesthetic services as well as all doctors offering aesthetic services. That is everything before and everything after a procedure is executed. Of course, the patient will have to visit the clinic to get the procedure done.
And with that, Tamira steps into its next chapter. Aesthetics takes 10 years of experience and extends safe, standardized aesthetic care far beyond the walls of one hospital to more doctors, more cities, and many more people.
10 years ago, it was just an idea, but today it is a hospital, a big team, and a vision for the future. And it's just the beginning for Tamira.
Built by many hands.
Every legacy is built on the strength of the visionary leadership. Tamira stands tall today, not only because of the work we do, but because of the unwavering passion, clarity of vision, and the relentless pursuit of excellence demonstrated by no one other than Dr. Janti Ravindran. A true sportsman's spirit, Dr. Janti is not just a pioneer in aesthetic healthcare, she is a change maker who has redefined ethical aesthetic practice in India. She wears many hats. To many, she is a leader. To her patients, she is a trusted healer. She is also a techie, a runner, a fashionista. Oh, she is an inspiration. Having the privilege of learning under her and working alongside her, I have seen a mentor, a fine surgeon, an entrepreneur, a mother, a warm, dazzling soul. It gives me immense honor to invite the visionary, Dr. Janti ma'am, to share her inspiring journey. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the diva, the shining star, the boss lady, the marathon runner, the eagle, the spirit of Tamira, Dr. Janti Ravindran.
Respected Padma Shri Professor R. Venkatswamy, Dr. K. Sridhar, Dr. Aravind Srinivasan, distinguished guests, mentors, colleagues, friends, family, and my dear Tamira family. Good evening to all of you. And before I begin, a very big thanks to Dr. Smriti Nathani. I can't ask for a better introduction. You made me cry. Thank you. Many orators begin by saying, all praise be to God. Today, I would like to say it differently. Illa pugalum, இறைவனுக்கும் என் தாய்க்கும் என் தமிரா குடும்பத்தினருக்கும் சார்ந்ததாக இருக்கட்டும். May all credit belong to the divine, to my mother, and to the entire Tamira family who made this journey possible. Tonight is not just an anniversary. It is a milestone in a living story. 10 years ago, Tamira did not begin as a hospital, like what Smriti said. It began as a conviction that aesthetic care, whether surgical or non-surgical, must evolve as a legitimate and mainstream specialty within healthcare. Like cardiology and nephrology, it deserves structure, ethics, scientific rigor, and standardization, not to exist it at the margin, but be at the center of responsible medicine. There were no blueprint, no guaranteed path, only conviction and courage. When I started Tamira, I did not have the finances to build it. I only had a dream and a deep conviction. The entire financial foundation of Tamira came from family and friends. Some of them would be listening over the Zoom today, who believed in the dream enough to support it. Their faith became the capital that transformed vision into reality. Tamira stands today not just on infrastructure, but on belief. The belief of those who trusted me before success was visible. As I stand here today, I feel deeply honored and blessed to welcome two of my teachers and mentors, Professor R. Venkatswamy, sir, Dr. K. Sridhar, sir. Professor is actually watching live online. Can you show him, please? And Dr. K. Sridhar is here. Dr. Sridhar, sir, please can you stand up? Sir has traveled with me from the day we started a center within Kaveri Hospital, from the first year, 5th year, and today at 10 years. I am proud to be your student. It is one of life's greatest privileges to grow under the guidance of mentors and to have their blessings as we build institutions. Your values, leadership have shaped my journey in ways I will always carry forward. Although he is not able to be in person, I would like to specially mention Dr. K. Ramachandran, who was a teacher par excellence and taught me the art of cosmetic surgery. Dr. Aravind Srinivasan, my senior from college, represents another important influence. During my time at IIM Bangalore, under the Goldman Sachs Entrepreneur Program, we were taught that if we wanted to build an institution, we must study Aravind Eye Care model, a system studied globally, including at Harvard. Learning how scale and integrity can coexist shifted my thinking from running a practice to building a system. That mindset has influenced Tamira deeply. I am humbled by your acceptance to be part of this event.
Tamira was never built as a clinic. It was built with the aspiration of becoming an institution. The early years were not easy. There were financial risks, uncertain months, and moments of doubt. Entrepreneurship is glamorous in hindsight, but in real time, it is responsibility layered with uncertainty. Yet every time doubt appeared, a patient's renewed confidence reminded me where we began. We were not merely performing procedures, we were participating in transitions, new beginnings, recoveries, rediscoveries. Tamira was built consultation by consultation, procedure by procedure, conversation by conversation. Trust became our foundation. Ethics became our non-negotiable core. What Tamira stands today is not me alone. It's my team of highly skilled plastic surgeons who work together like the 10 arms of Ma Durga, delivering the same outcome every time. It is the expert anesthetic team that allowed us to sleep in peace at night, knowing every patient was safe in their hands. It is the fellows from across India who came to train at Tamira, who challenged our thinking and pushed us to become more structured and protocol-driven. It is the nurses who stayed beyond duty hours. It is the housekeeping staffs who made sure that Tamira matched international standards. It is the administrative and marketing teams who handled unseen challenges and believed before numbers validated. And above all, it is our patients who trusted us with their vulnerability. Over the past decade, Tamira evolved into from a single center into a growing ecosystem. And somewhere along the way, a deeper question emerged. Can aesthetic healthcare be organized better? Can knowledge be democratized responsibly? Can technology amplify ethics rather than dilute them? From those questions, AesthetiQ was born. If Tamira built clinical excellence, AesthetiQ aims to build connected excellence. If Tamira represents foundation, AesthetiQ represents bridge. Our phoenix reminds us that we rise not because we failed, but because we chose to transform. The first decade built strength. The next decade must build a scalable structure. The first decade proved the possibility. The next decade will multiply impact. How meaningful this new chapter unfolds on the 14th February, a day associated with love. Today, we celebrate love too. Love for science, love for integrity, love for courage, and love for beginning again. Every institution that sustains itself beyond a decade is built on one invisible force, which is care. Care for patients, care for teams, care for vision. As I stand here tonight, I feel gratitude more than pride. Gratitude for mentors, colleagues, investors, family, friends, and patients who made this journey possible. A decade of transformations, a future of innovations. If the first 10 years built was of strength, the next 10 years will build bridges between technology and touch, between doctors and data, between India and the global aesthetic community. Tonight, we do not close a chapter, we expand it. Thank you for walking into this journey with Tamira. Thank you for trusting the vision. Welcome to the next chapter. Welcome to the future, and welcome to AesthetiQ.
The legendary figure whose influence and excellence exceeds far and extends far beyond the surgical excellence. Our esteemed chief guest, Professor R. Venkataswamy, Padma Shri Professor, is a name that doesn't need introduction, but it commands immense respect in the field of plastic and reconstructive surgery. Not only for his great contribution, but also for his extraordinary role as a mentor to many of us. My first memory of Professor is from when I joined Apollo after my MBBS as a DNB plastic surgery resident. There was a powerful presence of a fatherly figure who was sitting in the OPD. radiating and humble as one can't imagine for a person of that stature. Professor sat in his chair in the OPD, asked me about my name, etc. etc. Then that he asked me if I was married. I said, no, sir, I'm not. Then he said, now you are married to plastic surgery. He said, give your best in this relationship. I guess that still holds. I'm still married to plastic surgery. For both of us, for Dr. Janti and myself, this moment is deeply personal, as we both have had the honor of training under Professor. We dearly call him Professor. Sir, your teachings were never limited to surgical techniques alone. You taught us precision, patient care, values, discipline, ethical responsibility, and compassion. These teachings continue to guide our practice today, even in Tamira. A distinguished surgeon, a revered academician, emeritus professor at Government Stanley Medical College, recipient of Padma Shri prestigious award. Ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor for all of us here to have Sir grace this milestone celebration in his presence. Sir is not able to commute, but he has been kind enough to join us in the video. He has also sent a recorded video of his blessings for us. We also have with us together Dr. Venkat Ramakrishnan, whom we started knowing as Professor's son before I started to know his accomplishments, which are itself a long list. World-renowned plastic surgeon practicing at St. Andrew's Centre of Surgery, UK, Chennai Breast Centre, Apollo, Athena Women Cancer Centre, New Delhi. Venkat sir is also here in the video with us, and he will also help us elaborate what Professor has to tell us today. I welcome Professor R. Venkataswamy. Please play the video.
My greetings to all of you. I would like to congratulate Dr. Janti on this occasion of 10th anniversary of Tamira AesthetiQ. I participated in its inauguration 10 years ago. I have seen it grow to a center of excellence in aesthetic surgery in Chennai. Dr. Janti's enthusiasm to bring quality aesthetic care has been the main reason for this. I pray that with God's blessings, this institution will grow into and develop and be an example of good aesthetic care. Today, I am particularly happy to see the launch of AesthetiQ. This app is a product of Janti's own trials, tribulations in establishing quality aesthetic care. AesthetiQ will pave the way for patients to reach the best aesthetic practitioner with all the relevant information about the procedure and the doctor. AesthetiQ will allow the doctor to have all the relevant information about the patient and their needs. It will help the doctor and the patient navigate the whole clinical pathway seamlessly. This is almost a virtual hospital for the aesthetic care. I wish all success to Dr. Janti in this venture. May God bless you.
At the outset, I'd like to congratulate Dr. Janti on this wonderful achievement. Firstly, the 10th year anniversary of Tamira. I've got to know Dr. Janti only in the last couple of years, although I've heard about her and I've seen some of her patients. In my 30 years of practice, cosmetic practice in the UK, I've seen a lot of change, and I keep comparing the situation in the West with what is happening in India, and I was not very sure when I came here how good the aesthetic scene was going to be. Having met Dr. Janti and seen a center, I realized the center of excellence here, Tamira, is second to none in the world. They seem to have all the equipment, and more than anything, their practices, the way they counsel the patient and the quality of care they provide was very impressive. And especially today, this release of app Aesthetic is an incredible feat. Dr. Janti has navigated through various issues of setting up a cosmetic practice in India, which I think is much more difficult than doing it in a well-established cosmetic market as in the West. She has distilled all this and put together this app, which will provide both patients and providers, the aesthetic surgeons, a very good way of coming together and providing quality care. I wish this virtual platform or a virtual hospital, which is being created by this platform, all the success, and I'll watch very intently how this develops. Thank you very much for asking me to be a part of this event. Thank you.
I would humbly request Professor, he's here with us, he's sitting online. If Professor can say a few words, it would be very nice to hear from him. Sir, please say a few words.
Sir, you can hear me, sir? Sir, நான் பேசுறது கேக்குதுங்களா, sir? Can you hear me, sir?
I'm able to hear you.
Yes, sir. We are waiting to hear your blessing, sir.
Right.
Please tell us a few words. We're just waiting for your blessing. We can hear you.
I'm very happy that you're starting this center.
From the hospital to a platform. We heard your blessing, sir, through the video. And thank you so much to Dr. Venkat Ramakrishnan, sir, for helping us to record this. Dr. Sridhar is also with us. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, sir.
Right.
Now is the time for which we have been hearing about the app, the Aesthetic app. The app has to be launched by Professor. He has made a video, and I request the AV team to play the video for the app launch, please. Thank you.
It's my pleasure to launch the Aesthetic today.
Today, the world of aesthetics is bigger than ever. From skincare treatments and laser procedures to advanced cosmetic surgeries, wellness therapies, and aesthetic products, the options are endless. But for the patient, the journey is anything but simple. Information is scattered. Doctors are spread across different platforms. Clinics promote themselves in isolation. Products and treatments are discussed in separate spaces. There is no single destination where a person can explore the full world of aesthetics in one trusted place. So, patients jump from one website to another, one social media page to the next, trying to piece together answers. Which doctor is right? Which treatment is suitable? Which product is genuine? And who can really be trusted? In a field where confidence and safety matter most, the journey often begins with confusion. Not because there are too few options, but because there is no single, reliable platform that brings them all together. We created AesthetiQ to solve that very problem. Over the years, we have worked closely with thousands of patients. We realized that the problem was not the lack of treatments or doctors, it was the absence of a single, trusted platform that brought everything together. What if the entire world of aesthetics, doctors, treatments, and solutions could exist in one unified space? What if finding an aesthetic solution was as simple and reliable as shopping on a global platform? To bring that idea to life, we worked closely with experienced app developers and UI/UX teams, carefully designing every screen and interaction around the patient's journey. Every feature, every flow, and every detail was built to make the experience simple, clear, and reassuring. That idea led to AesthetiQ.
Hi Santosh, I've been calling you for a while. Why are you not responding?
You know something? I found a treasure today.
A treasure? Wow.
I came across an app called AesthetiQ. Come and have a look at this. It's very interesting and innovative. All these days, I was breaking my head to find a solution for my hair fall. Finally, I found the solution.
I don't think finding a clinic or doctor for hair replacement is that tough. Anyone can browse and find it easily with just a mobile.
If you think so, you are completely wrong. Check this out. There are many websites to suggest clinics and doctors, but this app, AesthetiQ, totally differ and stand out from others. The AesthetiQ app is the Amazon of aesthetic solutions that brings together aesthetic doctors, treatments, and solutions in one trusted ecosystem. Instead of navigating multiple websites and sources, users can now access a curated world of aesthetics through a single platform. Verified doctors, structured treatment options, clear information, and a seamless journey from discovery to consultation. Whether someone is looking for a simple skincare solution or a complex aesthetic procedure, AesthetiQ becomes their starting point. One platform, endless aesthetic possibilities. At the heart of AesthetiQ is a user experience designed for clarity and comfort. From the moment users open the app, they are guided through a clean, intuitive interface. They can explore treatments, understand procedures, discover doctors who specialize in them, compare options, and book consultations directly. The process is simple, secure, and efficient. They can also browse curated aesthetic products, all organized within clear, easy-to-navigate categories, so every solution is just a few taps away. No confusion, no endless searching, just a smooth, guided experience that puts the user in control.
What a comprehensive video. I would like to call my colleague Dr. Anish Suresh on stage to let us know a little more deeper insight into the app. Dr. Anish.
Distinguished guests, mentors, and dear friends. So we have seen how this video was such inspiring and how it seamlessly connects the patient journey, the doctor's expertise, and the workflow. So I'm going to take you through the workflow from both the patient side as well as the doctor side. We are avoiding the real patient having no confidentiality issues. So first I'll be doing from the patient side, and I'll be talking to our agentic AI, Adya. So we begin, obviously a patient, when they have a concern, they'll start by discussing the concern with our agentic AI. So we'll start a new chat. So I'll be discussing what concerns I have, and based on that, our agentic AI, Adya, is going to respond to us. Hi, I'm Sashanka. I've had done a hair transplant 10 years ago. Now I've lost some hair, and there are some bald areas. So I would like to have another session of hair transplant done. Because of this, I've had previous consultations. One consultation, one doctor said, probably I'll need 5,000 grafts. And the other consultation where I had, the doctor said that probably you can only have 2,000 grafts because you have already had a session done before. So now I'm a bit confused. What should I do? You can, if you want, if you feel there is some error in the reception, transcribing, you can obviously go back and change. Now, once you send, now Adya is understanding what we have asked, our concern, and she's going to come out with a solution trying to explain. So what it has said is, I understand we have concerns. There may be differences in opinions based on the doctors that you have consulted. So it is also saying that because there is differing opinions, it is important that you have a consultation, and it is giving us the more likely scenario of what the hair restoration specialists are available in the nearby region. Adya, so I am planning to visit Chennai in the next week. I would like to know who are the best hair restoration surgeons that are available in Chennai. So this is the list of doctors that it is giving in real time. And once that is done, we can discuss the further steps. So when I had the previous consultation, one of the consultation was with just a treating physician who said that probably the treating surgeon was going to be someone else. So can you tell me what are the educational qualification of Dr. Anish Suresh? So the same thing is what I'm going to ask. Can you give me the educational qualifications of Dr. Anish Suresh? Just a second, sorry. Can you give me the educational qualifications of Dr. Anish Suresh? So you see here all the certificates and documents, everything would be uploaded, and in real time, Adya can tell us whether the surgeon who is going to treat you is a qualified surgeon, plastic surgeon, or a dermatologist. Now that you have had this interaction and your basic concerns have been addressed, you can go back, and if you're satisfied, you can go ahead and book a consultation. So now we go back to the interface. So this is the interface that comes after you have finished your discussion with Adya. You can click on consult a doctor. You can either choose an online consultation or you can have a hospital consultation. So let us book an hospital consultation. So this gives you the list of doctors that are available. The screen sharing has gone. Yeah. So this gives you the list of doctors that are available, the hair restoration surgeons that we had asked. Now I've chosen the required doctor. I'll choose a possible date, so I'm going to choose today at 8 p.m. and I'm going to click on the book button. Now this app also gives you the freedom of choosing what you want to share. You can upload all your prescriptions, previous consultations with other doctors, and then you have the option or liberty of sharing everything, or else you can always choose what you want to share. So this will give you a list of prescriptions or previous records that are available, which you can choose to upload, or if you want a particular consultation to be done without sharing any record, you also have the freedom of choosing don't share. Once you do that, you can go and continue the payment. So this is the page before your payment gateway. You click on proceed for the payment. It will take you to the payment gateway. You pay in full. So once this is done, you can go back and see that for the patient, the payment has been successful. And immediately, they can see that the booking has been done for the consultation on the required date, on the required time. Now you all know that before we schedule a consultation, there are usually nurses who will take your vitals, your physician assistants who will take a little bit of history before you have your consultation with your doctor. So the same step can be done here. You have the option, so you can start the chat. You can just express your basic concern. Then it will probably tell you what is the next step. So it is asking what is your expected treatment or what do you expect from the treatment. Say I would like to have a hair transplantation done. So now this starts the pre-checkup or the pre-consultation phase where all the history is collected. You also have the option of filling all by yourself, or you can also choose to skip here. There is an assistant app also available. So as soon as the appointment is booked from the patient side, and the doctor as well as the assistant app gets intimated that such and such appointment has been scheduled. And in that appointment, the physician assistant of yours can contact the patient and take all the necessary history before the consultation is done. So now my team is going to just fill all the necessary details. Once that is done, we'll switch on to the doctor portal. So you see how it has been easy from the patient side to express their concern, to find the right doctor, to book a consultation, and then once that is done, we'll begin with the doctor's side. So this is the main home page. Once the doctor logins to the portal, this will be the home page. It will show you what all appointments you have on one side, and it will also show you what are the possible pending reviews, whether there are any blood tests left. On the right side are the test results. So say you had given certain blood tests to someone, you can see, click on all the reports that have been attached that are going to be directly linked from your diagnostic center. Once that is done, you can go to the consultation part. So now we see that we had scheduled an appointment, and you can see the appointment there. Please click on the appointment. So we are just filling the pre-consultation checklist so that once we open the consultation page, you can see what Adya has done and beautifully taken out all the necessary important details from the history that was given and in a concise manner so that the doctor has all the necessary details before the consultation. And while doing this, you can also share and upload your images so that while you have the consultation, you can also show the patient what you mean by showing this many number of grafts, or this is a suggested treatment, why we are suggesting something to you. So all these images can be taken from either your phone or you can upload them live as well. So all these images have been uploaded here. You see, as soon as the history, everything was collected and included, including the photos, everything is collated in a very clean form with all the necessary details, all the comorbidities that the patient have, and a basic summary that has been already given. Now, based on this, you have the necessary history that is there available with you. You can proceed to the consultation. Can you please click on proceed with consultation? So this is the main page where your consultation begins. You can shift the images from there to this side in order for you to show what treatment you are going to take, what changes you can expect. And I would also like you to start on the video call as well at the same time. Oh, okay. So you can show these images, draw diagrams, replicate what are the changes that you want to say. You can upload multiple images. And then at the end of it, once you are done with the examination, you have explained everything to the patient, you can complete your clinical examination by saying. So say suppose the patient has a temporal angle recession beyond grade 4. There is only central tuft present. There is density reduction by 90% in the mid-scalp and vertex. Donor area is good. He would require 3,000 grafts for hair transplantation. Now you go ahead and do the add treatment. So now on the right side, you can see that the hair transplant, you have options of giving multiple treatment, plan A, plan B, plan C. Say for example, I say plan A is hair transplant. I would say 500 grafts, for example. You can choose the weight and then select the gender. Once that is done, you can add the further treatment course. Say we want to give PRP, we want to give certain medications. So you can add treatment plan B, treatment plan C. On the right-hand side, you can see all the necessary investigations that needs to be given, certain medications that you want to prescribe. Everything will get added up on the same time. Once that is done, you can end the consultation. And as soon as you end the consultation, there is a live feed that goes immediately to the patient, back to the patient side. And at the same time, you can also schedule a consultation if you want for a follow-up. And you can see that a follow-up consultation will also come. As soon as that is done, you can see that there is a notification on the bottom of the page where you say your treatment plan from Dr. Anish Suresh is so and so. Once you click it, you can see that a treatment plan A has been given, which is for 2,000 grafts. You can click it, you can see the basic details of the transplant, what are the disclaimers, what all you need to take care before you have your transplant, and how your post-op follow-up will be, what are the possible follow-up consultations that are there. And then if you are happy with the consultation and you would like to go ahead with the procedure, you can book your service. So once you book your service, it will again ask you at what date, what time you would want the surgery. So based on the doctor's availability, the appointment can be scheduled. So this is how the entire workflow begins from the patient side towards the doctor's side and back to the patient side. And you see how this seamlessly connects the patient's journey with the doctor's expertise through the concerns, through the consultation, as well as the treatments. Yeah, that's it. You can end it. Sorry? It's okay? I would like to invite Dr. Smriti back for the next stages.
Thank you so much, Dr. Anish. That was quite comprehensive, and I think that gave us all the idea of how to use the app and how this app will be beneficial in the long run and change the game plan for the aesthetic in India, in our country. Now, our esteemed guest of honor, Dr. K. Sridhar sir. He is an exceptional surgeon, dedicated teacher, visionary leader, and compassionate humanitarian as well, whose career has shaped the landscape of plastic and reconstructive surgery in India and has shaped the career of so many of us. I was not lucky enough to be trained under sir, because when I joined Apollo, sir had already left Apollo. But I have enough watched his videos. I have heard his teachings on stage when he has presented in conferences, and also so many textbooks which sir has written. Particularly, I can say in hand and reconstructive surgery, we will always look forward to sir's books and papers. With all so many, over 5 decades of clinical excellence, sir has completed his medical education at KMC Manipal, followed by his super specialty in plastic surgery from Government Stanley Medical College. He further redefined his expertise through advanced international training in microsurgery, craniofacial surgery, aesthetic surgery, hand surgery, becoming one of the pioneers of complex reconstructive procedures in India. While his surgical accomplishments are remarkable, sir is also equally celebrated for his deep commitment to teaching and mentorship. From his early years as faculty, he continued academic leadership at major institutions including SIMS Hospital and SRM University. He has trained and inspired generations of plastic surgeons, and his students fondly regard him for not only his clinical precision, but for instilling discipline, ethics, and patient-centered philosophy and care. His dedication to community service is also a long list, including reconstructive work for leprosy patients, burn survivors, and underserved population, reflects his belief that surgery is ultimately an instrument of service and compassion. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a privilege of mine to welcome Dr. K. Sridhar sir on stage. Sir, please come on stage.
Thank you, Smriti. I think Smriti's eloquence is the one which was displayed rather than the quality of a person whom she introduced. I think it is the way he speaks. I think everybody gets floored by your flowery language rather than my dear Janti. I must just call her my dear Janti mainly because I think I was there when she was selected to the DNB program as a second batch, and I have the third batch, and the first batch people are there, and also Kiran is there. 4 of them are here. I think that itself is a proud moment for me. My guru, Professor R.V., I don't know, I'm not pretty sure whether the mic is on for him to there. And she called me a visionary, but there are two visionaries with the same name, Venkateswamy. I think they are visionaries actually. One was connected by vision, that is the eye, and Arvind was started by him after his retirement. That is the first thing. And other one, hand is called as the eye of the body, because when eye is not there, hands come to it, and that is the other Venkateswamy who started. So we have learnt a lot from him. I happen to be the first student of Professor R.V. Professor R.V. and Arvind, Janti, Smriti, and also Anish, who spoke so well about this app. The picture is of a phoenix, I think it is, coming out. So you are resurrecting, so the emblem itself shows that. And I was lucky enough to be there for the first, during the launch of Tamira. And in between, whenever she has a function, I used to come. Again, 5th I was there, and now again, the 10th I am there. It so happened, I also surprisingly inaugurated the hair con yesterday, National Hair Con. They called me to inaugurate. When they called me, I said that I don't do hair transplant, why the hell you want me? Then I thought possibly, as usual, I told the same thing I would like to repeat. I said possibly inauguration you always call unconnected people, like IAS officers, vice chancellors, or senior actors, or somebody. So since I am unconnected with hair transplant, possibly I won't be talking on it. Therefore, possibly you called me. Same way, I think Jayanti is slightly different. Even though I don't do aesthetic, I have come here mainly because she was my student, and I'm so much glad that she has a visionary just like the two visionaries I told. See, it is very easy to be a practitioner and then keep yourself only to practice yours and be done with it. That's one category. Second category of people who practice, who teach, maybe like me. The third category, they practice, they teach, and also train. There's a lot of difference between training and teaching. Then the fourth category of people belong to that category, who also thinks that it must go much beyond whom you are teaching. See, that is a visionary. So they establish things for others without teaching them. So that is something which is phenomenal. Very few people can think in those lines. I don't know how many of you know, Jayanti was a thoracic surgeon. She was a cardiothoracic surgeon. She started her life as a cardiothoracic. 2 years, I think, if I'm not mistaken, or 2 years she was working in cardiothoracic. And then suddenly she realized that I think that she has to care for the family and the practice. The thought possibly cardiothoracic is not the right thing. And then she came to do trials with me for some time to see whether it is worth taking up cosmetic surgery, or plastic surgery. And then after she completed, she decided to go for aesthetic surgery. I was wondering again, she is coming down on scale of leaving out the tension of a reconstructive surgery. But now you can realize how much of work she must have done apart from aesthetic surgery for establishing that, and also for this platform. And Altman, who says that the AI, he said, AI will not replace human being, but human being who knows AI will replace humans who don't know AI. So that is what is required. It's the same thing about all this. Unless and until you keep pace with whatever is the development, then you will lose not only your practice, but also the passion you have for that subject. Otherwise, I'll be still grafting 200 to 300 punch graft as I started with in the morning, I told them. So that is what I would have done. Now coming on to the teaching, what my guru used to tell us, compromise in management is tantamount to compromise in the treatment of the patient. So now she has looked into the administrative part of it. She has even taken up somebody who has been ingrained in administration into this system. So IT administration, without them, the cosmetic surgery treatment itself is not going to be complete. So you know that everything under this roof is something phenomenal. She always dreams big. So that is something which is, just like Kalam said, no point in dreaming small. We may all achieve, but dreaming big and going beyond your comfort zone, that is something characterizes Jayanti. Let me finish by just quoting one Tirukkural. Vinaythitpam என்பது ஒருவன் மனத்திட்பம் மற்றெல்லாம் பிற. What he means to say is, to achieve something, what strength you need is the mind, which can think, not only think, dream, and work towards achieving that dream. So you have to have not only a vision, you must have a process, you must have a philosophy of your own to achieve the end result. I think, I don't know, I am not going to bless you, Jayanti. I just admire your grit. And you are also in a way teaching me how you have got to look at your profession in a different perspective altogether. Whatever you take, you must achieve in that. Whatever you do, you must have perfection in it. I think you are an embodiment of all this. I wish you, I pray to God to bless you. It's not me who is going to bless you. Thank you very much. And I would request Jayanti to come up. And without Ravi, Jayanti is, I don't know.
Ravi sir, please come on. Thank you so much, Sridhar sir. That was definitely heartfelt. Sridhar sir described visionaries very well today and very much eloquently. Talking about the visionaries, here we have among us Dr. Arvind Srinivasan sir. A visionary leader indeed, accomplished ophthalmologist, but much more. A driving force behind one of the world's most admired healthcare delivery system, that is Arvind Eye Care Hospital. We also have with us Dr. Haripriya Arvind today, who has honored us with her graceful presence. As a director, projects and chief medical officer at Arvind Eye Hospital, Dr. Srinivasan represents an institution that has redefined the standards of accessible, efficient, and high quality eye care in the country. Not only India, but across the globe also, people know Arvind Eye Hospital today. The Arvind model is widely recognized and studied internationally as a benchmark for delivering world-class healthcare with remarkable efficiency, sustainability, and compassion. That does not come by just being a good doctor. That comes with a vision, and that is why some are called as visionaries. Dr. Srinivasan has played a pivotal role in expanding his vision, contributing to large-scale healthcare infrastructure development, strategic planning, implementation of systems that seamlessly integrate clinical excellence with operational efficiency. His leadership reflects a rare ability to combine medical expertise with innovative healthcare management, creating models that continue to inspire institutions worldwide, not only for the doctors, but also for the paramedics and the other staff. It is like an uplifting journey. Through his work, he exemplifies how healthcare can be both technologically advanced and deeply humane, ensuring that quality care reaches patients all across all socio-economic backgrounds. Sir, it is truly an honor and privilege to have you with us today. I welcome on stage Dr. Arvind sir. Please give a huge round of applause.
Respected Professor R. Venkataswamy, Dr. Sridhar, Dr. Janti, Mr. Ravindran, and the entire team of Tamira and all the other guests, a warm evening to one and all. You know, when I met Janti about 5 years ago, you know, Janti happens to be from the same alma mater that I am from, PSG, Institute of Medical Science, but I hadn't met her there. I had met her a few years ago, as I mentioned, and here was an individual who came to me and asked me questions about how to build an institution, how to take whatever she was giving to a larger group of people. When I saw her, I saw a deep sense of restlessness. You know, somebody who would want to accomplish more than what she is doing. I tell you, that's a very rare quality to have, especially among doctors. Doctors already, you know, when they spend 10, 15 years of education, and Janti is a first generation doctor. Janti is not from a lineage of doctors, so she's the first generation. And usually the first generation of people establish clinically. That is what is expected normally. But Janti is not a normal person. You know, Janti is a person who has a fire deeply within her. It's a very admirable quality. You know, when you meet people, you know, we all see so many people. That's why when Dr. Sridhar described the two people as visionaries, they're so rare. There are very few people in the world who can think beyond themselves, who can think. You know, look at Janti, you know, starting from Chennai, and she's thinking, how can I change the world? How many people will have the guts to even think about it and pursue something like that and come up with such a wonderful technology that is meaningful and that has the potential to transform the way aesthetic care is given. And I've seen doctors, you know, countless doctors, you know, many people whom I work with, my own colleagues in ophthalmology and other specialities, when they excel in science, they rarely excel in management and administration. Very few people can ride both the horses at the same time. And Janti, and ably supported by Mr. Ravindran, is able to manage this journey or transformation very well. No wonder she's a marathon runner. No wonder she does all those things, because obviously she is not a normal man. She's a normal woman. She's a superwoman in that sense. So I congratulate her, Dr. Janti, for this journey. And trust me, people like Janti get better with time. These are people who will get marinated. She will sink deeper. This is something which I keep telling her every time I meet. The day your restlessness stops, your entire signal will be translated into action. You know, they say Steve Jobs was able to keep 80% of noise down, and 80% was action and 20% was noise. They say about Elon Musk is 95% signal and 5% noise. So they cut down everything. Nothing else matters, and they just focus on what they want to accomplish. And Janti is one such person. I am looking forward to the next 10 years of celebration, not so much on the journey, but to see how this, you know, how can a superwoman can become better than what she has already achieved. But I sincerely pray to the Divine and Almighty that people like Jayanti, who has the energy, not many people have the energy. You know, you've seen this advertisement between batteries, you know, the bunny battery which runs much longer. Very few people. I think she has got a divine blessing in her. Channelize that energy, and Jayanti, you have places to go. And I can see Jayanti's mother proud. Every time I meet Jayanti, you know, she comes for asking some questions. Every time I meet Jayanti, you know, I'm exhausted because she has so much energy. She pours it all. And every time she brings up her mother. She always tells, my mother is my strength. And she may not talk a lot about Ravi, but I know Ravi is the bigger strength behind her. You know, you need somebody. You know, I speak to Ravi as well occasionally. There is a nice Tirukural, as sir ended with Tirukural, I may also, you know, it says, Idipara illa yemara mannan kedupar ilanum kedum. You need somebody next to you to tell you what can go wrong. I think Ravi has ably done it, and both of them are a superb couple who have blazed their way through. Best wishes to you, Jayanti. I'm not able to place where Jayanti is. Jayanti is right there. You have a long way to go, and as sir said, you are a true visionary, and we can already see it. I think the world has to see it. I think the world will see it over time, and wish everything will go your way. And if there is anything that we can all do to make that journey possible, we are all with you to cheer you all along the way. Best wishes. Thank you.
I'd like to call Jayanti ma'am to felicitate Arvind sir. Thank you so much, sir. As we celebrate milestones, it is equally important to acknowledge the collective effort and the dedication of individuals who contribute silently yet significantly to the institutional growth. This is special. This is about those silent bodies, those silent heart and souls of Tamira. When we say Tamira, we don't say just Tamira. We say Tamira life. And what is the life of Tamira? What is pulling it forward is the number of people who are working at Tamira as the nursing staff, as the housekeeping brothers, as the IT team, the call center team, the AV team. Every person, the receptionist, everybody is equally responsible for today. While we are standing here and celebrating a decade of Tamira, it would have not been possible without the contribution of every person who stands steadfast behind us and help us to move relentlessly forward. The PAs, the physician assistant, everybody has a major role to play, because an institution cannot thrive, sustain and grow without the contribution of these people. And I would also extend a thank to their families, where they spent the time in Tamira is the time they spent more than what they spent in their family with their own near and dear ones, because half the time is gone into the night, they sleep. So more than that time they spend at their homes, they spend with us. And that is what I would say a major strong force behind Tamira. A huge round of applause for all the people who have been with us in the journey. More than what we do, I think it is them who make us do and make us believe that we can do better and better every day. Now I would call Mrs. Kamala on stage for the starting of the award ceremony. Mrs. Kamla.
Good evening to the august presence. Please excuse me for my voice. It's a proud privilege to work for Dr. Jayanti, who is so detail-oriented, doesn't compromise, settles only for the best. And if I have to put a face for passion and energy, I can easily put Dr. Jayanti's face. Right? It's a privilege to work for her. And I would say that the entire ACE team which works for Janti is really, I cannot give any word to that. So it was definitely very, very difficult for us to choose people as best performer from the clinical and the non-clinical. So I would say that they gave us a tough time, and we have taken the cream, best of the best. So this doesn't mean that others are left out, but they are going to emulate, and we are going to get more awards in the coming years, right? So if you can put up the names for the best performers. The best performer from the clinical side goes to Naveda. The next from the non-clinical, we have Mari Selvam. Now we are going to see as to this team which has walked alongside Dr. Janti, not for this decade, but more than that. They have followed her, and this loyal team is definitely, it's an understatement to say anything about them. And here we go. Naveda again.
I would like to introduce Mr. Karavakarnar. He's my paternal side, my brother, without whom I would not have started Tamira. It's a small story. I wanted to come out of a corporate hospital and start a center. I was wanting to come out, and I was sad. And he asked me, why are you sad? I simply uttered to him saying that, I want to come out, I don't know what to do. Probably if my father was there, he would have helped me, I would have started a center. You know what? He asked me, how much do you need to start a center? I told him probably 2.5 CR. You know what he said? The next day he gave me the money, and he told me, as long as you're confident to make sure that you look after your needs, you go and build the institution. Today, Tamira stands with people like him. Right? I wanted to say this, and you should give the rest of the awards. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Privilege to share the stage with you. So next comes, please put up the name. So 10 years is no joke in this fast-moving world where people keep hopping jobs. All the binding factor is none other than Dr. Janti. We have Jaypriya, who is always cheerful, cuddly, loyal, and she does it with a smile. It's an honor to call you upon the stage to receive the award. Lakshmi from the spa. This is Sridhar, our powerhouse and our workhorse. is not here today. He's gone to his hometown. This is for people who have completed their 5 years with Tamira, and they're going to go beyond that. May I call upon Mr. Ravindran to come and do the honors? Anuja! Anuja! We have Shubham, who is a barometer. Again, Mari. We have Vinam.
As we have such dedicated people among us, but there are some hidden talents also. There are people who are silently keeping it in their, within their homes, and sometimes they just pop out with something that astonishes us. Such one hidden talent among us, and it is also a very sweet surprise for Dr. Jayanti. It is from Mr. Gautam, who is our physician assistant. I would like to call him on stage. Gautam, Shigrava. I would like to call Jayanti ma'am on stage. It is really indeed a very sweet surprise he has planned. After his hours at Tamira, he used to be awake at nights, and he has done this by himself for ma'am. Open it. if I don't thank the amazing, amazing work done by our AV team and the entire team, not only the AV, there are 2-3 teams with us who has helped, made the video, the incredible video which we saw, and they have done it in a very short span of time. The people who have put up this and the entire event. So I would like them to stand and come. I would like all the team to come here.
I just would like to introduce the tech team, which was behind the platform development. They've come all the way from Hyderabad. Can you please stand up on your seats? The CEO of Dimension Leap, Ravi Kumar Venkat, is here, and the whole entire 16-member team, developers, front end, back end, the entire team which brought the vision into reality. A very big thank you to you, and they've traveled all the way from Hyderabad. I wanted to introduce them to you. Now we'll give over to Dr. Anish.
Now I would like to invite our sweet Dr. Anish Suresh for the vote of thanks. Dr. Anish, only sweet is not the word, charming is also the word.
It's been an incredible honor and a privilege to be part of Tamira. From being a single specialty hospital to this day, when we have seen the launch of AesthetiQ. But before I give my vote of thanks, I would like to share a story that is really close to our founder, Dr. Jayanti's heart. And some of you may have already heard this story. So this is a painting. This is a very, can you just shrink it? Yeah. Yeah. This is a very famous painting from 15th century by a great German artist called Albrecht Dürer. He had a brother called Albert, and both of them belonged to a very poor family of 18 children. And both of them wanted to be artists, but obviously their parents didn't have enough money to support any of them through their art school. So one night, both of them decided and made a pact. So they said they will toss a coin, and whoever wins the toss is the one who is going to the art school, and the other person will have to go to work in the coal mines near their home to support the other brother during their art schools. But they were not just children who were deciding their fate on the luck, they also were mature for their age. So they decided that after 4 years, they will switch the roles, and the other brother would go to the art school, and the person who was in the art school will go back to the working in coal mines. As luck would have it, Albrecht won the toss, and he went to the art school. And he turned out to be quite a prodigy. He was great at painting, drawing, and even surpassed the skills of his teachers. So after 4 years, when the time came for Albert to go back to the school, he saw and showed his hands to Albrecht. And these were the hands that he showed. Because of repeated injuries, trauma, and because of repeated fractures, his hand had become so disfigured that it was impossible for him to do any artwork. And this really moved Albrecht. So he decided to make a painting for his beloved brother. And this painting shows the story of a sacrifice and love of one person that gave the gift of a great artist to the entire world. So Tamira stands today as a leader of aesthetic healthcare, and that has been only possible because of the love and dedication of so many people that have worked behind the scenes. So I would like to extend the thanks to our team Tamira, past and present, who have been there, and their dedication is what has led the foundation on which Tamira is ready to take the next big leap of launching this AesthetiQ app. To all the advisors, mentors, teachers, as well as all the investors who have stood with support, dedication, patience, and stood with Dr. Janti as well as the team Tamira in all its endeavors. And to the AesthetiQ app team, as Dr. Janti already introduced, from Dimension Leap, led by the enterprising Mr. Ravi Kumar, and to the team of audiovisual team, you saw from INR Cine Services, you saw the amazing videos that they had, and I would like to thank Mr. Bharani as well. And finally, one individual without whose support and leadership, this app wouldn't have been a reality. Every era is shaped by certain individuals who refuse to think small. And Mr. Vidyasagar has been that individual. He has been a pioneer, a philanthropist, and a leader par excellence, who has made sure that India stands at the forefront of space, technology, as well as the defense systems. And it is his discipline and his precision and the relentless pursuit for excellence that has brought Tamira as well as here today. His vision and leadership has transformed the transformative power of satellites as well as scientific precision into the digital intelligence as well as AI-enabled healthcare in our country. And finally, before I end this vote of thanks, and I would also like to thank Mr. Arvind sir as well as Dr. Haripriya, who have graced us with their presence, and Dr. Sridhar sir as well, who has come here and graced us. And finally, before I end this, I would also like to share a beautiful thought from a movie called Hidden Figures.
I've been reading this. I don't know, maybe.
Even this video and movie,
take my mind off
this
things.
scene is pretty close to Dr.
You know the
Janti's
story?
heart.
No, sir. I know that Edmund Hillary conquered Everest.
You know, he wasn't even supposed to be the guy that day. The expedition was failing. The team that was supposed to make the final ascent had all gotten sick. Their oxygen was running out, and so the team leader asked Hillary if he thought he could make it. Of course, he wanted to try, but not with the climate that was being offered. So instead, he chose a man he barely knew, a Sherpa, named Tenzing Norgay. At one point during the climb, Hillary found himself hanging off the side of the mountain without the strength to pull himself up. So whatever instinct he had about that man, whatever it was, saved his life that day. Two men with nothing in common, Paul, did the impossible. They made history touching the highest point on earth, and to this day, no one knows who first set foot on that summit. Neither man has ever said. Can you imagine that? A bond so great that credit became unimportant? You can keep that.
When mankind first stood on the summit of Mount Everest, people just remembered those two names. But what truly mattered was that who reached first was not what was important, but that mankind or the humanity stood there. And the world changed forever because on that day, a boundary was broken. And today feels like that day. Years from now, when AI is seamlessly woven into our aesthetic healthcare as well as beyond, we will look at this day. Dr. Janti Ravindran has not only built a new ecosystem in aesthetics as well as beyond, but she has also given us a new platform to stand on. Tomorrow, we might just simply say, this is how it was always done. But we will remember that the climb began today. And it was an incredible privilege and an honor to stand by, to support, and to see and be part of it. Thank you.
I'd like to thank everyone for joining us in this celebration, giving us your time, and a big thanks to all the chief guests, my colleagues, my friends, family. Please join us for dinner. Thank you.